Have you ever been scrolling through your newsfeed on Facebook or Instagram and suddenly you see an image that grabs you and stops your scroll? Today on episode 220 of the In a Weekend podcast, we're talking all about creating scroll-stopping, drool-worthy graphics. We'll be using the quotes you pulled from your transcripts back on episode 219, and I'll be sharing my free go-to tool at the end of today's episode so you can start creating today. Before we dive in, this episode is being brought to you by my Work Less, Stress Less, Guilt Less strategies for a successful summer training bundle. These 21 strategies are the best, most popular, most impactful, and actionable strategies that can help you craft your most ideal summer, all while working less, stressing less, and guilting less. Until June 10th, you can grab this entire bundle for only $19. It's a total steal when compared to the hundreds of hours of interviews I've done to gather these 21 strategies for you. Grab your copy today at yongpratt.com/bundle. And now let's dive into today's topic. In case you missed the previous 5 parts of this series, all about multiplying your message, taking one great piece of content and multiplying it into many, many different forms, I encourage you to go back and take a listen, and more importantly, take action. Remember that imperfect action is far better than perfect inaction. I'll link up the rest of the series, including all the bonus episodes, over on the show notes page that will be available after the show goes live at yongpratt.com/221. Back when I was running my performing arts school, we had a need to create graphics faster and more cost-effective than we could get them done locally. As much as I love to support and encourage local businesses, it's not always possible when you're starting or scaling a business, especially on a tight budget. I invested in a tool that you've probably heard of before, Photoshop. More accurately, I bought the version that was the scaled-down version called Elements. The free tool I'll share in a bit just wasn't available back then. I spend hours and hours watching tutorial video after tutorial video to do what I thought would be a simple task. And even though the program was scaled back, it was still so big, and it really bogged down my Mac, which made tasks take even longer. Can you relate to that? Have you ever purchased a piece of software because of what it could create for you, only to discover that the learning curve was far longer and far greater than you anticipated? Well, fast forward a couple of years ago, and I was introduced to a free tool online called Canva. And again, I'll link up this tool over on the show notes at yongpratt.com/221. Once you create your free account, you can be designing immediately. What's great about this tool is that it comes with thousands of templates and images that you can use right out of the box by just putting your brand colors and your logo and your own pictures on them. The templates come formatted for all sizes of images you might want to create across social media. Maybe you want to create flyers, something for your website, and much more. And did I mention this is a free tool? Totally crazy, right? I do happen to use the paid version of Canva Pro, so I can get more access to images and layouts, and I can change the sizes of the images a little faster so I can use them across social media. But to get started, just grab the free version. Once you've logged in, All you have to do is click on a template you like in the size that you need and add one of the quotes you pulled from your transcript. From there, you can download it and use it right away, even today. If you pulled 3 or 4 quotes or more from your transcript, you can create 3 or 4 different images. You can choose to use 3 different templates or use the same template with different colors or fonts that represent your brand. That's it. Easy peasy. When it comes to choosing your colors and your fonts, think simple. Remember, on the podcast, we're all about simplifying. And when we think about graphics, we want to be more simple because simple often resonates with people a little more than complicated. If you think back to the images that you scroll past in your newsfeed, it could be for a number of reasons. Maybe the message didn't resonate with you. Maybe the image was confusing, the text didn't match the image, or maybe the image itself was just too busy. I know that I often see graphics that are really, really busy. They have tons and tons of colors, making the font really hard to read. And the worst offender that I see personally is that I see graphics with really beautiful font. However, it's a little too scripty to read and decipher. So if I'm not able to really share my message quickly, people are likely going to scroll past that image. And we do not want them scrolling past these quote images, especially if they are quotes directly from you or from your guests. We want them to stop and learn a little more about what we do. So here's the bottom line. Here are your action steps for this episode. Are you ready? Grab a pen and paper if you don't have one yet, or open up the Notes app on your phone. Here they are. Step number 1, sign up for a free Canva account today. Step number 2, copy and paste the quotes from your transcripts into a template on Canva, or multiple if you have multiple templates. Step number 3, post your graphic to social media. And if you're on Instagram, post your graphic there and tag me at the Yong Pratt so I can celebrate what it is that you have created. That's it. Once you've done that, just start paying more attention to what catches your eye on social, and then go to Canva and create something similar. Hear me on this one. I am not advocating that you copy. And in fact, I will tell you not to copy someone else's work, because having had that happen to me multiple times, it just is really grating. And we don't want to make anyone else grumpy with us. There's no reason for that. What I'm saying is be inspired by what they've created and go create something similar. Just be sure to add your own personal flair and a message that speaks to your audience. Now, this week I do have a bonus episode coming up for you on Thursday with Nicole Thompson. Nicole is a 28-year graphic design pro, and she's going to share more tips and tricks to help you create those scroll-stopping graphics in no time. Before you head out on your day, I want you to ditch the mom guilt and the stress that often accompanies summertime, especially when it comes to raising your kiddos along with your business. Be sure to grab my 21 work less, stress less, and guilt less strategies over at yongpratt.com/bundle. And that, my friends, is a wrap on this episode. I look forward to catching up with you on the next one. Cheers.